In the dusty plains of 1885, rancher Jacob Hale sits by his weathered porch, staring at the horizon. He's a rugged man, hardened by years of toil, longing for companionship. After months of loneliness, he sends a letter to a mail-order bride agency, hoping for a fresh start. The sun dips low, casting golden hues over his sprawling ranch, a symbol of his solitary life. Jacob's letter reaches the agency, where a clerk reads it with a mix of curiosity and routine. He promises a hardworking woman to share Jacob's life, offering a modest dowry and a promise of love. The clerk seals the deal, unaware of the twist fate has in store. Meanwhile, in a bustling town miles away, whispers of a notorious figure begin to stir. Enter Lila Rose, a famous prostitute known across the frontier for her beauty and defiance. She's tired of her life in the saloons, dreaming of escape. When she hears of Jacob's request through a crooked agency worker, she sees a chance. With a forged letter, she convinces the agency she's the bride they seek, her heart pounding with hope and fear. The wagon creaks as it rolls toward Jacob's ranch, carrying Lila and her secrets. The driver, an old man with a weathered hat, grumbles about the long journey. Lila adjusts her modest dress, a stark contrast to her usual attire, rehearsing her story. The landscape shifts from town to open plains, each mile bringing her closer to an uncertain future. Jacob waits by the gate, his heart racing as the wagon approaches. He imagines a gentle woman stepping out, ready to build a life with him. The dust settles, and Lila emerges, her striking beauty catching him off guard. He tips his hat, stammering a welcome, unaware of the storm about to unfold in his quiet world. Lila steps forward, her voice soft but confident as she introduces herself as Mary, the bride he ordered. Jacob, enchanted by her grace, offers a warm smile and leads her to the house. Inside, he shows her the simple room prepared for her, his eyes filled with hope. Yet, a flicker of unease dances in Lila's mind as she nods politely. Days pass, and Jacob works the fields while Lila adjusts to ranch life. She cooks and cleans, playing the part of a dutiful wife. But her past haunts her. Late at night, she stares at the moon, recalling the saloons and the men who knew her as Lila Rose. She wonders how long she can hide the truth from Jacob. Rumors begin to spread in the nearby town. A saloon patron, recognizing Lila's description, spreads word that the rancher's new bride is no ordinary woman. The news reaches the local sheriff, who decides to investigate. Meanwhile, Jacob notices Lila's occasional distant gaze but attributes it to her adjusting to a new life. One evening, Jacob finds an old wanted poster in the barn, its edges frayed. The face on it resembles Lila, labeled as Lila Rose, a known figure in the underworld. His heart sinks as he reads the charges, petty theft and cons. He hides the poster, torn between confronting her and preserving his dream of a family. Lila senses a change in Jacob's demeanor. He's quieter, his glances more probing. She redoubles her efforts, baking bread and tending the garden, hoping to win his trust. But the weight of her deception grows heavier, and she knows the truth might surface soon, threatening everything she's built. The sheriff rides up to the ranch, his badge glinting in the sun. He asks to speak with Mary, his tone formal but suspicious. Jacob intercepts, claiming she's unwell, buying time. Lila overhears from the window, her pulse quickening as she realizes her past is catching up faster than she'd feared. That night, Jacob confronts Lila with the poster. Her eyes widen, and she confesses, tears streaming down her face. She explains her desire to escape her old life, pleading for a chance to start anew. Jacob listens, his anger warring with pity, unsure of what to believe or do next. The next morning, Jacob decides to give Lila a chance, moved by her vulnerability. He burns the poster, vowing to protect her secret. They agree to a fresh start, but the tension lingers. Lila feels a spark of gratitude, yet knows the sheriff's visit isn't the end of her troubles. Word reaches the saloon that Lila might be hiding at the ranch. A former client, a rough man named Clyde, decides to track her down, seeking revenge for a past slight. He gathers a small gang, their horses kicking up dust as they head toward Jacob's land, intent on confrontation. Lila spots the approaching riders from the hill, her heart sinking. She warns Jacob, who grabs his rifle, preparing for trouble. They barricade the house, the air thick with anticipation. Lila's past is no longer a distant memory, it's riding toward them with guns drawn. Clyde and his men arrive, demanding Lila be handed over. Jacob stands firm, declaring her his wife. A tense standoff ensues, the crack of a branch breaking the silence. Lila peeks through the window, her mind racing for a way to end this without bloodshed. In a bold move, Lila steps outside, facing Clyde. She appeals to his sense of honor, reminding him of their shared history. Her words catch him off guard, and for a moment, the guns lower. Jacob watches, amazed at her courage, his respect for her growing. The standoff ends when the sheriff arrives, drawn by the commotion. He recognizes Clyde and arrests him for past crimes, diffusing the threat. Lila and Jacob breathe a sigh of relief, the danger passing. The sheriff, impressed by their resolve, decides to let Lila's past slide, for now. With the crisis averted, Jacob and Lila sit by the fire, their bond deepening. He admits he's fallen for her, past and all. Lila, moved by his acceptance, confesses her love, promising to be the wife he deserves. The night grows quiet, a new chapter beginning. Weeks later, the ranch thrives under their joint effort. Lila's skills in negotiation help Jacob secure better cattle prices, surprising him with her savvy. The townsfolk begin to accept her, her reputation slowly shifting from scandal to strength, thanks to Jacob's support. One afternoon, a letter arrives from the mail-order agency, apologizing for the mix-up. They offer a refund, but Jacob tears it up, declaring Lila as his true bride. Lila laughs, the sound echoing across the plains, a sign of her newfound peace and love. The couple hosts a small gathering, inviting neighbors to meet, marry. She charms them with stories, carefully weaving a new narrative. Jacob watches proudly, his heart full. The ranch, once a place of solitude, now buzzes with life and laughter. A traveling photographer visits, capturing their image against the barn. The photo shows a united couple, the past a faint shadow. Lila frames it, placing it above the mantel, a testament to their journey. The ranch becomes a symbol of redemption. Seasons change, and Lila's garden blooms with wildflowers. She teaches Jacob to dance under the stars, their laughter mingling with the night sounds. The town gossip fades, replaced by tales of their resilience, a love story born from unexpected beginnings. One day, a young girl arrives, claiming to be Lila's niece, seeking refuge. Lila hesitates but takes her in, seeing her own past in the girl's eyes. Jacob supports the decision, their family growing. The ranch now shelters more than cattle, it shelters hope. Years pass, and the ranch prospers. Jacob and Lila's love strengthens, their story a legend in the valley. The prostitute who walked off the wagon becomes the matriarch of a thriving homestead, her past a lesson in courage and transformation. On a quiet evening, they sit on the porch, watching the sunset. Lila rests her head on Jacob's shoulder, grateful for the life they've built. He whispers his love, and she smiles, knowing she's finally home. The horizon glows, a promise of more tomorrows. The tale of the rancher and his unexpected bride spreads, a story of redemption and love. The wagon that brought Lila remains in the barn, a relic of her journey. As the stars emerge, Jacob and Lila hold hands, their legacy etched into the land they call home.